All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the ESL Pro League Finals here live from São Paulo, Brazil. I'm with Moses, and we're getting ready to jump into Liquid's second match of the day. First one didn't go so well, so now as we get into the second one, what do they need to do to recover now against Mousesports?
Well, yeah, I mean, the first map not going well is like the understatement of the year, right? I mean, The big thing is they need to get some of those stars back in action. The Nitro was missing, recently gave up the in-game leading role so we could focus more on the fragging. We're not seeing the result of that. JDM, again, another quiet game from him, still hasn't figured out exactly how to be himself in this roster, in this lineup. And I think definitely, I mean, it's going to be interesting just because we saw how uncomfortable they looked without Peacemaker behind him on the first map. Now, again, they're going to be going into Mirage. This is a very strong... I believe we have Mousesports, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I thought I was going crazy there for a second. I thought it was like heat stroke kicking in, but yeah, I mean this is a map. Mousesports played very, very well last week against Immortals, who we have seen falter a little bit themselves. But this is going to be a very, very good map for them, and especially Chris J was playing lights out with the AWP. He was like a god last week, and if JDM was once again not going to show up, if he's going to have like disappeared from the server, I don't see a lot of opportunities for success here if no one can challenge Chris J.
Yep. And now we can see Team Liquid there getting ready to warm themselves up now, and it is going to be going over to Mirage here too. I mean, just general prospects of this map. Do you think Team Liquid are going to have any chance of doing well against Mousesports, or do you think that this one's going to end up being a pretty quick victory for them too, based on the earlier results from Liquid and now the strength that we've seen from Mousesports? Oh, but it does look like we are going already into the pistol round, and it's already 2 kills out for Mousesports now. Team Liquid lead the way, but one of their players is down very low. That's going to be JDM and Nitro, both getting knocked out there by Speedy and Lowell, back-to-back, finding those kills. They even it out once again, bringing it down to a 3-on-3, but Hiko rotating back in from the connector. They do have another angle to work with here, so it's not a one-dimensional retake. Liquid are not out of this yet with a nice shot from Elise. They are immediately going to be back in the take. Speedy, though, does respond. Then it goes down to even numbers once more, but they're still holding on to the site here. Elise taking the initiative to move himself forward, not going to find that headshot, and now surprise from Speedy, back in connector. He's going to strike. They're trying to take this battle, but Lowell finds the final 2 kills, and that's going to be Mousesports picking up the pistol.
Yeah, well played for Mousesports in a 3-on-5. We don't get to see the initial 2 kills, unfortunately, but I mean, just being able to have that poise. They know they had their smoke set up. They know they were blocking off connector. They know they were blocking off staircase, so getting aggressive towards CT spawn to equalize things, and then just winning a very, very nice post plan. I mean, that was... a little bit rough for Team Liquid as they let one slip. And this is now the scary part, because after that first map, after the performance that they had on that, if you don't get out to a hot start, I mean, this very, very quickly can turn into like just, mentally you can just check out because, you're just saying, oh no, it's happening again. Now we have a fast B rush.
And Hiko's going to be really the only player here to hold this, but they don't see him. They all dive in. They got to completely flash, but look, he's going to remain silent about this, and he's even being loud. Creeps up, there goes the bomb down, and picks up an AK. He won't get a second kill, but he's bought a bit of time. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that time is going to be enough now, as no one else is out on the site. No one else is in a really good position to make an impact. But just as I say that, though, there's Pimp with the Deagle doing a little bit more work. He moves out. He finds Chris J, takes him down, and with low at 12 HP, Team Liquid are looking good. If they can just get out of the market here, they could definitely try to take out the rest of Mousesports here, but they're going to hold strong and wait for exactly that as they try to hold on to this B site.
Yeah, Dennis close up, though, at the Mac 10. There's no armor on these Liquid players. He's going to get aggressive. He's trying to clear this out. The smoke is going to cover his retreat. So a little bit of a skirmish, and still Liquid can't really do much at the time.
See, Dennis actually just gets dinked from someone down to 1 HP. But nonetheless, they need to find a place to get this bomb onto the ground and start the timer ticking in their favor here, and they will do so. So Mousesports now, they're going to try to force Team Liquid out into the open. They're all here. Nobody in all this time that they've been hiding out in market, nobody else has tried to rotate back over towards mid or anything, so they're still stuck in this one angle to retake from, and now they're going to start to punish in the other direction. Nico shuts out a Liege, but keep in mind how low Lowell and Dennis are. Nico, though, is dominating this, and him and Lowell will finish off the final kills to chain together the second round for Mousesports.
Yeah, fortunate. Nicely done from Mousesports. Nico with the high HP, the only player with any HP to take any damage whatsoever, at a critical position to really stop them from swinging out wide on his low teammate. So a very good, impromptu crossfire, bait and switch, whatever you want to call it, from Mousesports there. And Liquid very, very close. That was actually, that's an epic play from Hiko, what he just tries to do there. That's like one of their only chances of them winning that round, is him having that success. So the patience, the trigger discipline, and he almost makes it work. But Mousesports hang on to it. 2 AKs now, 2 UMPs, and a Mac 10.
And we'll see Mousesports, specifically Dennis, already starting to creep up here. Liquid actually took the gamble on it. They've got quite a few players stacked in the direction of the B-bomb site, but obviously they're not going to find any action anytime soon here. Mousesports are taking their time with this one. Elise maybe a little surprise, but nope, not going to be the case. Lowell picks up 2 of them very quickly, and already the numbers from Team Liquid have been reduced down pretty low here. We've got Hiko and Nitro still hanging out in the mid area here, but for the most part, the danger has passed, and with Mousesports having the hefty 5-on-3 advantage, they can group up over here towards A and just roll right into the site with no problems.
Yeah, this is very smart. Not trying to press the issue. They know they have 2 players watching for any aggression towards the A bomb site if Liquid was going to try and do something on that side of the map. So they have just a natural fallback. And this is just nice to be grouped up like this because you're pretty much ensuring that it's impossible to lose this round and even take too much damage, really, in a 5-on-3. There's the good entry from Chris J. The Alper building up a little bit of a bank with that bonus money. And only Hiko's going to find a kill before he falls. No, he doesn't. He gets one more. So actually, he's done a little bit, but Dennis cleans him out.
Yep, and there you go. Mousesports off to the 3-0 start that we do expect. And now we get ourselves into the gun round where hopefully Team Liquid will be able to put up a little bit more of a fight here. Mousesports, of course, investing just as heavily. A few players still are going to stick with the SMGs that are coming in from the anti-eco rounds, that being mainly Nico, but Chris J now went up to the ops, so we're going to see that work coming into play here now too.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing. But I mean, JDM and Chris J both having the AWP in this round. So where are these guys going to decide to go? And look at this, so aggressive. They want to catch Liquid off guard. Nitro's the only player in this A bomb site. He's got so much pressure, and he's got to do something. That flashbang is perfect, but he's blinded in response. No backup, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. And Mousesports can now get into the site as the smoke are up. Liquid are caught completely off guard.
Elige hunting back over there from the jungle, trying to see if he can catch anybody crossing out further into the site to try and take up positions behind that smoke, but it's not going to be the case. Everyone from Mousesports is already secured, and we've actually got, I believe it's Speedy, wrapping back around over towards mid to try and cut these players off a bit. Chris J almost finds himself JDM, but the shot comes out just a little bit too soon after he's flashed. Tries to time it, doesn't work out. Now they know he's back in that corner, but they're not going to be able to do much about it for now. They nade him out, they bring him down to half HP. We'll see in just a moment here if they can do anything about the retake as they start to broil in. It's not going to go so well. Speedy shutting out the first one and the second one from that connector flank, and that ends up working out perfectly as he picks up a 3K on the round.
Yeah, I mean, you almost felt like Liquid even needed to save that because they had no kit. They were blocked off by all the utility. They got into that bomb site, Mousesports did so quickly, and because Nitro was the only one there, the rotations were even long in getting to there. So around here where JDM with that AWP gets basically neutralized, having to retake into a site with smokes blocking every choke point, and a really, really nice call for Mousesports, extremely aggressive. And it's back onto just pistols for Liquid. They had all the utility they needed in terms of nades. They just didn't have any kits, so they really had to go for a desperation retake, and that's kind of what happens. Good prediction from Dennis and Lowell to stop aggression from Elige.
And with that, Mousesports already off to a strong advantage here, and there's not a lot standing in their way, of course. As you mentioned, back down to the pistols. There's not a lot sitting behind it here. They're even expecting the aggression, not just over there on the underpass area, too, but back over in the palace. They spotted out. Nico brings Nitro down very low to 32 HP, so things are just not really working out as well. But however, the two of them on this A-bomb site are going to decide to press in anyway from the Team Liquid side in an attempt to take down Nico, although he already fell back. He knew that that was a possibility, and obviously Team Liquid don't find anything in there.
The brilliance of that aggressive call in that 4th round from Mousesports is now moving forward into the next gun round. Liquid, they're going to be much more hesitant to just leave Nitro in that A-bomb site all alone. They're going to know Mousesports is willing to make those kind of a play, so that's going to take more pressure away from mid potentially. It's also going to force some utility out earlier. Nitro's going to feel a little bit antsy about, that happening again, so maybe using a smoke early, maybe using a Molotov or a nade too early just to prevent that from occurring. So there's a lot of mind games now. There's a lot of things that Liquid has to think about moving forward into the next gun rounds.
And Mousesports actually out mind game Liquid once again here as they take things slowly. They basically don't reveal anything. They just hold back and wait for Team Liquid to play it out aggressively. They knock out Elige, they bring Nitro down very low, and after Team Liquid pushes those two players inside a pallet and don't find anything, the two of them completely evacuate. They group up on B and they essentially just go for a gamble stack, and Mousesports, they're able to push right out onto the A-bomb site where it's wide open, so they're not even really going to have to deal with anything else for the rest of this round. It's theirs easily. It'll be a 5th.
And still using all their nades as if they're executing onto this A-bomb site, even knowing that it's an anti-eco, just preventing themselves from taking too much damage. They have the smokes up towards connector. They have Molotovs out. Dennis is going to get a little bit aggressive, but he's not going to pursue that whatsoever. That's not, a high percentage fight that you have to take with an AK-47. Let them have those pistols because they're going to be buying rifles into the next round. No reason to lose a gun.
And for now, the rest of Team Liquid really just posted up at exits to see if they can find anything there, but unfortunately, this all happens way too late for them to find anyone outside of this T-ramp flank, and Mousesports, once again, being very smart about the way they play this. Everybody decides to evacuate out this route, so I don't believe we're going to see anyone go down here, and essentially this round's just going to end with 4 players left alive on Liquid, and everybody's still up and rolling on Mousesports. Only 1 player goes down here, and it is just a walkover round for them to get up to 5 rounds.
Yeah, Liquid obviously hoping that someone just evacuates the bomb site into their crosshairs, try and salvage a gun, but it doesn't happen. As we said, Mousesports playing a very smart game in terms of managing their economy. I mean, look at the bank that's built up. Lowell, 7,400, Speedy, 8,200, Dennis, over 10,000. So these guys have not been losing very many guns, carelessly in rounds they don't need to. They're being very, very cost effective. And this is now what we talked about. Look at this on the mini-map. There's 2 players now at the A-bomb site. JDM is there. just because they want to prevent any kind of fast aggression if that's going to come out again.
Kick it up though, however, Mousesports take very fast mid control. Lowell again finding the shots early on here, moves in, immediately shuts down one of those two ops already. That's JDM being knocked out. Nitro blind, but he's still able to hold a close angle. That's actually the bomb going down, and Elige, perfect spray transfer to get that second kill. He will get knocked out, but Hiko rolls in back from the window room to finish things off and put a first round on the board for Team Liquid.
Good recovery. It looked like that was going to work for Mousesports. This time they switch it up and they go fast-paced towards Connector. That opening pick onto JDM was nice, but they kind of get stopped cold from there. They don't progress forward. So Liquid, I mean, especially with Nitro dropping the bomb, but they have time to rotate into position to kind of shore up the defense. They can plug those gaps, and they made it work. So 1-5, but Team Liquid, they've got to string these together now. Because they survive with 4 players alive, it's going to be a little bit easier on the economy, but they have to be able to string rounds together. That's what they couldn't do earlier today on Train against Optic.
Yep, the money for Mousesports here now is still going to remain strong for like 3 of their players after they buy into this round too, so looking good at this point to keep themselves at a competitive edge against Team Liquid. But however, we do see Dennis starting to group up a little bit here in the apartments to make some noise. He's got Lowell supporting him from the backside there too. Not going to make any moves just yet. They're still way too spread out. They've got those 2 guys sitting on top mid, and I believe they got Nico crouching outside of the T ramp there too as Team Liquid just spreads around. Now they're adapting the more passive style here. They're holding back. They're waiting for Mousesports to push into them, and it's going to be a bit of a stalemate here at the beginning of the round as both teams are going to look for an opening kill.
Yeah, 2 very aggressive gun rounds from Mousesports, but look at what it's caused, because this is kind of the impact of that. Is there's only 1 smoke left on Liquid, and that was at 1 minute and 15 seconds when I glanced down. So I mean, a lot of smokes utilized early by the defense to slow down that pressure that they've been feeling quickly in the rounds. And now Mousesports, it might be a little bit easier to get through these choke points. The next obstacle is this double op setup. I don't think they're aware it's out quite yet. Pimp has one, so does JDM. This is a clever boost to hide the fact that Pimp wants to peek this, and there's the flick. Nice shot. One more. Can he go for it? And he does, but he misses it. Now he's got to fall away. Now he's gotten to get into a better position.
Hiko, in the meantime, has fallen way back over there to the other side of the bomb site. He's actually drawing a lot of the attention currently. They don't realize just how close Pimp is sitting over there to it. However, he is going to get knocked out, and so will Hiko. Elige responding with one of his own there. Lowell almost takes out a teammate, but he does hold strong in that corner, takes that Elige, and that's very good control maintained for Mousesports now. Best bet for them is that Nitro is able to sneak back in through the apartments here unnoticed and find the first kill or 2 for free here. Well, this happened a lot easier, but as he sneaks in, they do have players looking towards this angle. All attention is drawn for the most part onto JDM, but they do have eyes over here on the apartments too, and there you have it. Chris J shutting out Nitro the second he peeks into the open, and JDM is going to fall away to try and save this up, but even that may not be possible. Yes, so he's just going to take him down.
Another good round for Mousesports, and it's all on Lowell jumping out of the window. Hiko never realized it occurred, and Lowell's able to get close up. You can see Hiko's kind of watching from the wrap around the bomb site as a whole, but Lowell takes a different angle through the bomb site. And that's what really, really prevents that defense from doing anything, even if with the opening pick. I mean, that was the thing. Pimp gets that first kill early, so they have time to rotate. They have time to get into better positions, but that repeat kind of forced Pimp to just stay alive at Van, and from there with the AWP, so difficult. And even though they won the round with 4 players alive previously, now they have to be back onto pistols. 1 scout in Pimp's hands. This is looking like a dire situation for Liquid, because this half is you have to look at it as 6-1. This has already gotten out of control considering they're on a save.
And now we just sit back and wait again for Mousesports to play things passively. We have to make sure Team Liquid don't decide to aggress again. For almost every time they've tried that here on these eco rounds, it has not worked out in their favor as Mousesports have just been sitting back and they've been waiting for it. Same thing you're going to see here with Chris J, just slowly peeking out, very slowly, trying to clear the site. However, he doesn't check the top side there of the brick, so Nitro's actually going to be able to jump up on top outside of his crosshair. And that overpeak is going to end up causing the loss of him very early on in this round. However, now everybody from Mousesports, they're going to rotate over here, and it looks like it's just going to be a big 4-man push into this site.
Can Nitro do anything else? And you just know that he's going to want that gun, but Nico takes the op away. So Dennis is the next one up with his AK-47, and now this gets into a little bit of a decent bait and switch. If Pimp takes this first shot and tags him, that's going to soften Dennis up for Nitro to clean it out. And all 4 members of Mousesports are here. They have no map control, so they basically have to go for this A hit. Here comes Dennis, and he's not going to clear it until just late, and Nitro can't get the kill. The scout coming out doesn't work, and it's all Mousesports. It looked like it could have been a little bit dangerous, but nothing goes the way of Liquid. There are some low players on this Mousesports side, and JDM trying to do anything, trying to tag up a couple more players. I mean, any of these scout shots are essentially going to be deadly on 3 of the 4 players, so any damage that can be done is beautiful, but, I mean, Liquid's now locked out behind smokes. None of the choke points providing them an avenue to get back into the site.
Yep, after the initial kill from Nitro there, they realize it is going down to another eco for Team Liquid, and they are able to just push into the site without too much trouble here. Even Hiko's attempt to get himself back in there is not met with much success. He gets knocked down, and for JDM, he's just hoping someone comes his way now. But They're smart about this one, and Mousesports on these post-round, or really the post-plan situations, they have not been playing aggressive at all. They've been playing the exact opposite of that, very passive, just to make sure no one defuses it. They fall back to very safe positions to make sure they can retreat properly, and once again, that's going to be what will happen here. They'll let JDM get away, but he's 0-6 right now, and he's only got a scout, so it's not the biggest deal in the world to let him get away with that currently.
And also, I mean, this is gonna. I mean, I don't know if their Team Liquid's how much pressure they're feeling, but they might feel like they have to force buy here, and that's a tough spot because they're not gonna have. It's not gonna be a super strong buy. You can see JDM may just have to stay on the scout if they buy here, but also they might just be feeling that they can't afford to double save. That's kind of the question that Liquid has to answer here, and they haven't taken a pause, so it looks like they are just gonna go for that double save. Nothing bought up, just going for light pistols. So Mousesports with a great opportunity to go up by 7 rounds.
And once again, actually, they're gonna go for this one here a lot more aggressively than they have on some of their past rounds. However, flashbangs initially are very good over there, blinding the players that are on the A-bomb site, and Lowell just destroys Pimp immediately. They haven't spotted the second player sitting in the smoke yet, so Elige has the possibility to jump out and surprise, but now he's alone here in reality, and while he does actually find one, Nitro does, apologies, find one kill against Chris J, Elige gets traded back down there, and this goes into a 4v2 very quickly, 4v1 now, as Nitro overstays his welcome.
Look how patient Mousesports is being in taking this site. Even knowing they're going up against pistols, they're not trying to force the issue. They know they have advantages everywhere, and even that entry from Lowell was so disgusting because it was actually a pretty good call from Liquid. They double naded the top of that ramp, and it brings Lowell down very low, and he still just gets a flick headshot. But, I mean, this is what we talked about as well at the beginning. Like, what is Liquid going to have to do? Well, they have Pimp at 2 kills. They have JDM at 1. I mean, and then 6, 5, and 4 for the other 3 members. It's still nothing to write home about. So there's just not enough damage, not enough killing coming out from the Team Liquid side. This Mousesports game plan, they're doing very, very effective trades. They're catching Liquid off guard. This is a really sick T-half that they're putting together.
See if that can continue here as Team Liquid do get to go for another buy here, but Mousesports getting a lot more active in the way that they're moving early on in the rounds here. They're very, very timid previously for good reason since Team Liquid was playing it very aggressively, but no more is this the case. We've already got Chris J creeping up to the apartments, trying to clear things out. He's got to be careful, but he does have a lot of support from teammates. Unfortunately, that smoke is going to come in at perfect timing as it allows Hiko to peek, take down Chris J, and none of his other teammates that were sitting behind him here were in a good enough position to trade because of the smoke blooming just in time. So really well executed there from Team Liquid, and they will get the 5-on-4 edge because of that. But now they've got to keep it. We've seen this before, and it has fallen apart just moments after it.
Hiko, the next one up. Oh, and Pimp sees the barrel, and he goes for the pre-fire, and there's a kill for him, and Hiko's here as well to support. So this B bomb site is locked down, but again, Mousesports has dedicated a lot of bodies to these hallways, so they don't really have anywhere to fall back to. It's just one player. It's Speedy at the top mid, but he's going to have to try and split onto this B bomb site. He's got no utility with which to do it, so he's got to run the gauntlet. Oh, that's a nice shot from Lowell. He's going to open things up. Hiko's here, but he can't get the return kill. Now rotations are on the way.
They know Hiko's sitting on this site too, and he's almost caught out there, but he does hold against Lowell. Now that at 20 HP, but again, he finds another kill there. Takes down Dennis, who's wrapping back wide out into the open with JDM's final kill there. That's going to end it. Team Liquid finally chaining together another one, and that's not going to stop Mousesports, however. They're going to go right back into another buy.
I mean, this is the product of how well they've played all these rounds with so many players surviving in their anti-ecos, how much money they have built up, still not in danger of being reset. In fact, in the next round, if they choose to, they'll even be able to get an op on Chris J if they want to, if they're having to lose this. But Liquid, now they have to string this together. This is their opportunity to get back into the half, because losing this, it could be another very, very dire, couple rounds of saving.
We can see Mousesports again actually going for a little bit more mid-control, which they haven't been the biggest fans of so far in this half, but when they have, I mean, things haven't been going necessarily badly for them. They've just, for the most part, been avoiding the bigger plays towards it like we're seeing now.
I mean, this is pretty interesting as well, because Liquid, ever since that opening gun round where Mousesports hits the A-bomb site very quickly, it's been JDM and Nitro in that A-bomb site. They haven't put any pressure on mid whatsoever, so Mousesports, I mean, they can pretty much get mid-control for free if they choose to go at it, but for now, they're not really utilizing it. It's a very slow-paced mid-control.
They do get themselves out from under, however, as we can see 2 of their players starting to slowly creep back in. With the top mid control also coming in from Speedy there. They had one more with them initially, but Dennis has sort of fallen back, and he's now sitting at the top of underpass, making sure nobody pushes in from the apartments area there. And then you've got Nico in his usual position just outside of the T-ramp. But Team Liquid still 3 strong in the site, and the 2 from B are actually starting to rotate out of it here. Pimp getting boosted over on top of the bricks, and he's got a free shot there. Takes down Chris J, and he doesn't over-aggress. Moves back, however, that could prove fatal now because Speedy inside of the dark room is able to move in and takes down a Legion window. That brings it back down into a 4v4, and this should start the execute for Mousesports into the A-bomb, so they've only got 40 seconds left to make the play. Dennis finding his first kill. JDM misses the op shot, gets knocked out by Nico, and everything's basically falling apart here now, too. Going into the 4 versus 2. Dennis gets aggressive, however. That's going to give Hiko another kill against Dennis and possibly opens up the retake here.
They basically have to go for this. They do have a kit on Pimp. So Hiko and him going to be working together. You see Nico on the minimap. He's rotating around towards mid. He's going to have a great angle, and I don't think there's anything Liquid can do here. They don't have any smokes to block this off. Nico is the insurance policy, and it won't even matter because Lowell gets both kills, 6 HP, and he peeks at the right moment at an off angle. But what an idea from Mousesports as well. Beautiful way to neutralize JDM. They go straight up connector. There's only one player on ramp, and they don't even smoke him off. They just do a nice pop flash from connector because they have no pressure on him, and that blinds JDM, and then he's got a Molotov behind him, and he's got to stand and fight and can get nothing. But this defense from Liquid just crumbles under all the pressure. Any pressure Mousesports applies, and they are just gone.
Singular rounds still being picked up by Team Liquid. These have been two separate occasions. They're actually going to play this aggressively now as they're on to the eco round, and Elige finds a nice first shot. Unfortunately, Lowell's here, and he's been on fire in this match. Trades it out. Dennis comes in to assist a little bit there on the second kill, but that pretty much opens the ace set again, and they're still going to take it slowly. No reason to overreact on this one. Team Liquid actually did rotate in heavily, but 4-on-3 and going up against just these pistols, it's not a whole lot of reason to worry. Just needs to take it slow to make sure that they don't get knocked out due to the increased mobility that Team Liquid can have with those pistols there.
Again, neutralizing the pressure, and Mousesports just slows everything down. They're waiting for the response, and I mean, this is perfect. Speedy's going to spot it. He knows they've pushed. He can continue to fall back. He's got teammates that can come back and support him. He does eventually fall, but there's Lowell. He dropped the bomb so that they wouldn't spot it, and he just gets all 3 kills. He gets 4 in the round. Lowell is having himself a game for Mousesports.
18-3 currently, with the next highest teammate being down at 11-4, so he's absolutely dominating it. And a lot of these are coming down to very important kills, too. These aren't just eco frags like on that last round. These have been like huge entry frags he's been getting for the most part, too, really opening up the gateway for Mousesports to take these sites.
Yeah, this is disgusting display from him. So now, I mean, that was the big question. When he was picked up by Mousesports, everyone was saying, yeah, we saw some good things in Penta, but what is he going to be able to bring to the table for you guys? And now we're starting to see it. We're starting to see why Mousesports thought that he was going to be a good 5th, and it's looking good so far here on Mirage against Liquid. Again, Mousesports, just 3 players over towards the A side, a little bit slower pace. Speedy's going to put some soul pressure on mid, and again, I mean, because Liquid isn't choosing to... Oh, Chris J gets a pick from Apartments. Nitro's going to be under a lot of pressure here. Oh, 2 players under balcony. This is not good, but Elige catches one off guard, and there it is. Good trades as Nitro swings out.
Lowell now hiding back over here in mid, hoping to try and find someone, but smoke's out in window there. They're not going to be able to spot anything from that spot. It's Speedy and Lowell alone, and they've already lost bomb control here. This is going to be a tough one to try and recover from, and it more than likely should result in a 3rd round from Team Liquid. But we'll wait and see if Mousesports can bounce back. Lowell, good position, but he falls back behind cover there just as he has an angle against Hiko. Speedy, though, once again striking from inside of the ladder room. He's going to find Pimp back over by the window room, and that evens it out now into a 2 versus 2. Altov, unfortunately, not going to do much against Hiko, but he is taking little bits of damage here and there, hit by a nade. Now down at 40 HP. Lee's not really going to be able to help out with a lot of this here, but he does have a nade waiting. That's the flashbang, and that's going to let Hiko peek out, but he doesn't get any kills. Just brings Speedy down to 12 HP, and now it's only on Elige here. 38 seconds for these T's to get out onto the site. They haven't spotted him by Tetris yet, and he's going to jump up and find the first kill. Now he's got it down to a 1v1. Lowell's got the health advantage, though, and another instant headshot kill from him yields an 11th round for Mousesports.
Yeah, it looks great, and you say, Lowell, that's a fantastic one-on-one and a great shot to win that, but what a smart play from the 2 players. Lowell and Speedy, the last ones left, and Speedy's used as bait there. They're just using 12 HP. They want him to just run out into the open and find out for them where Elige is. And Elige gets that kill, and that allows Lowell to just make whatever play he feels is necessary to win the one-on-one, and that's great teamwork, because if it goes the other way, if it's Lowell leading the way and Speedy coming in second, that opens the door for a very easy double kill on Elige. So nice play from Mousesports late in the round.
Elige trying to sneak out over here towards mid now as Team Liquid go back down into another eco round. He's got the smoke to cover him up a bit here, but not going to be able to make a move anytime soon here with the amount of players Mousesports have sent towards mid this time. He's even got extra support. There's 2 more players in connector. He actually gets up pretty far there, so spot Speedy, but no kills again. Knocked out by Dennis. Only the damage to really go away from that one with, and I believe they realize the other players are sitting here in connector too. So Mousesports are going to pounce here on mid. They'll move in to take control. Lowell spots JDM, gets that kill. He does actually get dinked, so Nitro's in a good position to find a trade, and Pimp tries to get fancy, diving out from the window down into the smoke by underpass there, but it doesn't really work out too well. Speedy just knocks him down. Chris J picking up another one against Hiko, and it's just going to be Nitro and the B-bomb set left alive here in the 4v1.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot he can do, and this is, I mean, this is going to be 12-2 for Mousesports. One last round, and Team Liquid, I mean, they're just getting blanked at the moment. There's nothing going their way, obviously. So, I mean, this has been a really tough half just in terms of how Mousesports has played this, because they do get fast-paced and aggressive early on in these rounds. We even saw in the previous one, that gun run that ends in the lull, winning the one-on-one. It's a 3-on-2 in Liquid's favor, and just because there's still so much time left on the clock, those two players from Mousesports are able to make it work. They have time to kind of move around the map, to find a pick, to open up that A site. And now Liquid has one more round to give themselves any kind of breathing space they can in the second half. But either way, they're going to have zero mistakes to give in that second half.
Nitro trying to find at least one more kill there, but unfortunately gets knocked out by Speedy. So it's another fairly clean one from Mousesports, and obviously money is not going to be too big of an issue for Lowell to rebuy with the amount of kills he has. And of course, I think like close to 11k he had at the start of this round before he buys up. So going into the 15th, they're fully bought up. Team Liquid goes for the double op buy again. However, neither of the oppers are going to be able to get armor behind their buy. Pimp and JDM, both just a flashbang, and for Pimp he gets an extra smoke, but that is it. Nitro Legion, he could go for more normal buys, but we've already seen this double op setup, I think, picked up 2 or 3 times previously, and it hasn't yielded the greatest results. They are going to push into Palace this time, however. They previously only have done this on eco rounds for the most part. We do see Lowell falling back pretty quickly, and Pimp in a great corner position finds Chris J. So they get the 5-on-4 advantage here in the early round.
But this doesn't feel like that much of an advantage. There have been rounds where Liquid gets this opening kill on Chris before. I think there's been 2 of them, and they still lose the rounds for the most part. So, I mean, Liquid, they're still not out of it just yet, especially Mousesports with the knowledge that 2 players had pushed into Palace. The map's going to shrink for them, but they're not in bad positioning at the moment. They have control of mid. They have control of upper B halls. And this looks like eventually it's just going to turn into an A-split. It'll turn into an execution more than likely, as the bomb's going to circle around towards A ramp with the team. And then they have Speedy in position in middle to just kind of make a late lurk up connector.
Now we wait and see here now for Mousesports to eventually strike. Speedy waiting for his other teammates to push back in from the T ramp position. Team Liquid are ready for a hit in here. Hiko, Nitro, along with JDM, all sitting in position to watch for the usual A hit that we've been seeing Mousesports favor throughout most of this half. But they're also going to have to be able to get both Pimp and Elige over to this A bomb site very quickly, which has been the problem, is the speed of their rotations, and they're very heavily committed to that site. But JDM, he just spotted them pushing in, so they are going to start to rotate a bit early here after they already see just that one player, but one of them already gets knocked down. That's JDM finding the kill into Dennis. Lowell responds, but he'd go underneath the platform, is going to pick up 2 for himself with Pimp finding the final kill. Team Liquid do manage to chain together a third, yielding us a 12-3 half there. They're not the winner yet, but guys, we are going to be finding out in just a little bit if they will be the winner. Of course, 12-3 certainly looks good for them, but you're going to find out in just a few moments. Stick around, guys, in the second half is coming up in just a bit.
Well,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. It's Team Liquid versus Mousesports, and it's Lowell that leads the charge for Mousesports as they hold a dominating 12-3 half against Team Liquid. Now it's Team Liquid once again on recovery duty, just like when they were playing against Optic earlier here. They're going to have to try and bring it back somehow. Moses, are you confident in that ability at all, or do you think it's going to be a quick closeout here?
No, because this is the one benefit you'd say that Team Liquid had through some of these struggles is, on the CT side, which you can get away with having, some some weaker teamwork, just if you can rely on the individual skill of your players, which Liquid has. I mean, they just got outplayed tactically, and now they go into the T side where we know there are doubts about their in-game leaders. We know that the tactical and strategic side of them is not clicking at the moment on T sides. They don't have Peacemaker. They're missing a lot of keys to that offense. And so you got to say, if the CT side is going to be that rough, the T side could very, very well be the same thing. And this was just a disgusting performance as well. I mean, even outside of the tactical outplays, which are very apparent for Mousesports, they put together such a nice T-half. Liquid just didn't even have any fragging power going their way whatsoever.
Just like we saw a problem surfacing on the last map. But it does look like, guys, we're getting into the pistol round now of the second half here. Mousesports up once again at 12 rounds here. If they pick up this pistol, it's essentially already over, barring one gun round or so here. And we will wait and see if Team Liquid can find any success. Very straightforward A hit here. 3 in the Palace, 2 coming out from the ramp there. Mousesports have 3 players for themselves to defend this. However, they're going to be the team that takes the most damage. Dennis down to 11 HP, but Nico finds the first frag against Nitro. They'll fall back a little bit. They'll let them take control of the site. They'll let them find the plant. They're going to focus on retakes instead as they try to wrap their players around to better positions.
What's crazy about this is that first half is incredible, and we barely said Nico's name. Now he's involved. Can he get any more kills? And no, Elige drops him. They get aggressive towards jungle. That's 2 quick kills for Elige. They have the bomb planted for this side of the map as well. This is looking dire for Mousesports, at least on the pistol round. A good start for Liquid as Hiko gets 1 more, and Lowell is brought down so low. And it's going to be a wipeout. As soon as Nitro goes down, all the kills go towards Liquid from here. It's a nice shot from Dennis, but nothing really coming. So Liquid by themselves a little bit of a lifeline with that pistol round. It's 4-12. They still have a long, long way to go.
Liquid a good job of denying anyone from Mousesports being in position to retake by just grouping up like 3 or 4 of their players in mass going in to take down Nico there. Get control of jungle, and then pretty much use those numbers to their advantage, not anyone else as they go back into the site there too. So nicely played from Liquid. Gets them at least the pistol round onto the board here, but the next response comes in from Mousesports. We've got quite a few deagles on the board, and the upgraded pistols following that as well, with Dennis and Nico being the only ones to pick up armor.
What's crazy is it feels like Nico hasn't had the craziest game, and he just gets picks off there, but Chris J also only has 4 kills so far. So, I mean, coming into this, you'd say this is like the ideal scenario for Liquid to have this an upset. Would be Chris J being quiet. Would be Nico not having this massive, impact as one of the world's best players. They have the opportunities. I mean, this is the performance they wanted out of the star players of Mousesports, but Lowell has just stopped everything. If Lowell can develop as like a consistent third option for this Mousesports team, they're going to become a very, very scary squad to face.
This round, however, it's not seeming like they're going to be very scary at all. All of them pretty much get knocked out here. And all we have left are the 2 A-site players. That is going to be Speedy and Dennis, who are kind of hiding out over here now inside of the jungle area and inside of the window room, but already losing Speedy. And I believe they know where Dennis is at, so just a bit of a manhunt here to try and take him down. Very clean round from Team Liquid, which is exactly what we needed. It's probably the worst case for them right here. It could have been the loss of like 2 or 3 of their players, which could still happen as Dennis manages to take down JDM at the very least. They've got him surrounded now, and there you go. Nitro's going to finish the job off, and Team Liquid will pick up their 5th there, only losing JDM along the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least that's the next step in this half after winning that pistol, is making sure you don't lose it, because we've seen that so many times, and especially Liquid in the past has had issues winning those second rounds after taking the pistol. It's been a thorn in their side on many occasions. So now at least they get an easier round. They're going up against only USPs, and Speedy has a Zeus, a taser, if you will.
A little bit of fun, never hurt.
Everyone follow Speedy.
And we'll see if Mousesports can do anything with this, but the read has already come out of it here. Chris J and Dennis have been found. Speedy manages to jump down inside, but we don't see any fun with that Zeus at all.
Doesn't even get close.
Just gets wrecked.
That sucks. That would have been so cool. Elige with 4 kills, though, nicely done from him. And now we get into the gun rounds. And now the question, how is Liquid going to operate this T side? What are they going to be calling? The train T side didn't look anything special, and that's going to be the scary part now for Liquid, is if they actually have something prepared, if Hiko's going to be able to call his team back into this game.
We'll see now as Mousesports still spread out pretty usually here. Two on the B-bomb site. Having 2 players move out towards Connector that'll watch for early mid-pressure. I'm sure we'll see that split up a little bit here in a couple seconds too, as we already do. Nitro moving in there, try and punish anybody who'd be hiding against that smoke, and JDM actually spots the player over here towards Vance. Lowell jumping up, try and see if he can catch 1 or 2 of those players, but that's going to be punished very quickly as the second attempt comes in from Lowell to spot it. JDM's going to find the mark, take him down. And just like many rounds in the last half, they'll have the 5v4 advantage here.
Yeah, and they're going to need more of that throughout this half. Nitro now, this Soul... Oh, no, he's got a teammate with him. He's got a leash. So this is that duo. This is that frontline duo for Liquid that's been so effective for so long, that's made this such a promising team. And actually, Nitro spots Chris out in Connector. He's trying to keep him boxed in, but he can't find a way to actually punish it. There's the peek from Chris J. Him and Elige. That's a firing squad. Now going up towards Catwalk. Speedy can only get one. Nico on the flank, though. Here he comes around the corner, but Nitro shuts him down with a quick headshot, and it's just Dennis in a 1-on-4.
Dennis, unfortunately, can't really do anything at all, so the best he can hope for is to position at an exit and try to find at least that finishing frag there onto Nitro. 1 or 2 bullets will do the job against him, since he was down at like 6 HP, so they at least find that kill, but anything else, unfortunately, is going to be a bit in the realm of fantasy here, so he needs to try and fall back and save that rifle for the next one, as this is most certainly going to be a 7th from Team Liquid. They're keeping it together, still have a lot of room to go here to actually recover and make this comeback a full reach up to the 12 rounds, of course, but they're on the way.
Yeah, a great opening pick from JDM hitting that jump shot, and then the catwalk play from Nitro and Elige. So smart, so patient with it. Those two work together extremely well, and they have in the lifespan of this team. But they're going to need more. They're going to need more opening picks just like that. That has to be a consistent feature for this T side for Team Liquid as they try and close this gap. Good start winning the first gun round. They're going to have 1 M4 to go against on Dennis. And the rest, I mean, it should be maybe some upgraded pistols, some utility, but it shouldn't be too big of an investment from the Mousesports side.
We'll see that now coming in a moment as also Team Liquid will just rebuy with no problem for those guys. And there you have it, just the Deagles coming back in for players like Nico.
Speedy's got the Zeus kill.
Guess he really wants that kill with it then.
I mean, why not? That would be excellent. I mean, that's just like shaming. That's like the psychological warfare. Nice shot from Elige. He's starting to come on a little bit here in this game. He had a decent first half, all things considered. You know what he could have done with the successes they were having. But here on the T side, he's doing a great job in these first few rounds with mid control. Speedy
may actually be able to find that Zeus kill this time. He's poked out a moment there, so they know he's inside, but I don't know if they know he's got the Zeus here. So we'll at the very least get the range needed to try and pick up a kill with this one. But Nitro playing it back right now, trying to see if they'll get him peeking out from the angle. Everybody actually on Team Liquid a little bit hesitant to push it. There's the flash, and oh no, completely misses. Tries to leap out of it, but only leaps himself into the wall where he's going to be dead. Speedy being taken down by Nitro. Hiko finding the kill against Nico, and just Lowell actually hiding in that bit of a sneaky spot on the site, but Hiko manages that as well. Takes him down, and everybody on Team Liquid stays alive through that one, as they sit just 4 away now from tying this one up.
It could have been so epic. I like the idea from Speedy. Op out again on Chris J, and I mean, this is a very strong buy out of the Mousesports side. A lot of utility. 4 Molotovs, they've got 5 smokes, they've got 3 kits, so good on them, and Liquid has pretty much everything that you could want for on a T side. And this time it's going to be 3 players towards mid. It's going to be Pimp in the upper B halls, but Chris J is going to be the first one. There's a flashbang. It doesn't blind him completely, and actually, I think that was Nitro almost wandered right into his crosshair, so gotta be careful. And actually, this is good mid pressure from Mousesports. Nico there with an M4. Chris doesn't take that first shot. They do spot him, and Elige spamming through the smoke. He gets picked off. Good find from Chris J.
Finally getting back on the board now. Certainly very, very low compared to the rest of his teammates, but picks up the kill there. Then got the numbers a little bit back over here by mid, and he's spotted way more than just that one player, too. He knows there's a heavy presence here already, so they can try to sort of account for that one here and try to get ready for the pushes that could result from that one. Team Liquid, though, falls away from for the most part. The player in Underpass is going to go back over here just outside of the apartments, and he's going to be grouped up by Hiko there. That's Pimp playing with him. They're going to line up with the bomb carrier there, so that'll be Pimp, JDM, and Hiko all getting ready to possibly push into the apartments here in a moment. And then Nitro going to lurk his way over there towards the cat, so it'll definitely be a B hit here, and that shifts all the presence over towards Speedy and Lowell. Try and hold the line.
Obviously, the B hit needs to be successful, but Nitro's in such an important position to see what he can do here when the rotations start coming in, because actually Mousesports has cheated over towards the A bomb site. These 2 players at B are very, very isolated. That's Lowell and that's Speedy, and they've got a lot of defense to do. Now we're starting to see Nico kind of cheat out of window room, and these Molotovs are buying time. There's the jump. JDM spots it over the flames, but can't get the kill. But that's okay, because at the moment, I mean, all that Mousesports knows is here is the Opper. And here comes that hit, and JDM's going to watch window. There's Speedy. He's cut out in the open. Nitro with the big play. Lowell, though, had the crossfire. He can only get 1. Nico's up next. He's going to try and stop this plant, but he can't do it. Nitro with more impact.
And now Mousesports just trying to scramble back together here, too. Team Liquid didn't even have a lot of time to make that hit work, but there's JDM finding Dennis, and it all comes down to Chris J in a 1v3. He's got these players actually lit up quite a bit with the op. That's not even really going to matter. It's not even like he has a really good secondary pistol either, but oh, finds Hiko, trying to push into the window room, and it's a headshot, too. Nicely done, knocking him out. Was an AK on the ground if he wanted to try to really push in for the retake, but obviously it'll be unwise. He'll fall back and he'll save the op for the next one, and they'll let Team Liquid pick up a 9th.
Yeah, Mousesports haven't picked up a single round. You can see on the scoreboard that they haven't picked up a single round in the second half, so it's going to be 6 straight for Liquid. The question is going to become, because we didn't see a timeout from Liquid in the first half, will Mousesports call one? Will they say, okay, before this gets out of hand, let's have a timeout before this next gun round? But either way, I mean, Chris J saving this up, that's a big deal because we know with his impact, and there's the pause, there's the tactical pause out of Mousesports, but we know with the AWP in his hands, Chris J can single-handedly win this round. It's just, you know, as we mentioned at the start of this half, he's had a quiet game. He's only got 6 kills. This is a very different Chris J than we saw, you know, at E-League last week where he just dominated everybody.
Nico, for the most part, really hasn't had a huge effort so far in both halves either, as we saw him come out with like 1 or 2 kills in the pistol round and maybe a couple random frags here and there, but for the most part, it was all low in the first half, and even he's gone quiet now in the second half too. You've really only seen him picking up 1 or 2 instances throughout the course of the half so far. He's got a completely different tone so far on the CT side.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing about that is normally when you have a player in the first half on T side go off like that, you say, okay, CT side, they can kind of avoid him. He can't really dictate where he wants to go necessarily. I mean, this last round, they went right at Lowell, and he gets 1 kill, and then he's traded off. So, yeah, having a little bit of a tougher time. It just seems Liquid on this T side is much more confident. Good trades. I mean, you could see kind of the game plan for this team Liquid is guys like Elige, guys like Nitro leading the way with the rifles. They're setting up. They're getting JDM in a good position for him to just get, he's got an opening pick that last round. They get him some space, and he just sets up to watch for the window rotation and gets his 1 kill that round. Still having, pretty quiet game and for JDM standards, but, if he can continue to have that impact, that's going to be huge for Team Liquid. And right now in this comeback, and this little bit of a comeback they have going on, it's looking good.
Yeah, absolutely, and only sitting a few rounds behind their opponents now, too. This is certainly winnable, even if we start to see Mousesports pick up rounds here. If it's the same problems as Team Liquid had, where it's very inconsistent winnings there, picking up like 1 or 2 separately with 3 or 4 apart there, constantly having their economies reset, then Team Liquid's going to be able to punish that, and they will be able to round the scoreline back into their favor eventually.
Well, it's a force buy from Mousesports. The UMP on Nico, 2 Famas behind, and I mean, the only reason they're doing this is because they have that AWP on Chris J. He has that AWP. He's going to be looking to find something with it. He's in the ladder room, and actually, I mean, this off angle, he could be able to grab 1 pick. Nico's going to pop flash himself through this smoke, so he's in connector now, and Chris J completely blocked off at the moment. So you can see they want to have some aggression on mid. They want to have control of this. Chris J, there's the pick. Elige gets boosted up, but he's right into the AWP. Nico going to try and come through the smoke. Him and Nitro are trading places. Pimp's going to fall. He's not aware, but Nitro's going to be able to punish that on the return. It's a little bit messy, but at least he gets the kill. Now he's got to be cautious. He knows there could be someone behind him on catwalk. Dennis is going to be the first man on defense.
And Dennis is waiting for these players to push in from Palace. Already looking at them, but Hiko destroys Dennis. Takes him down right from the beginning of the hit. There is a response from Chris J, however. He's still fragging out with the AWP currently. He's picked up his 2nd kill now. And now we wait for the rest of Team Liquid, because that was the bomb that came in first from up top there, too. So the trade from Chris J has now just isolated it out in the open. They don't really have any utility either, and they just spotted that 2nd peak. But JDM, another one from Palace. That's going to bring down Chris J. Nitro from up on top of the steps finds a 2nd one. It's all on Lowell. He responds with the 1st, and he gets the 2nd one instantly. Lowell, these headshots are absolutely insane. And that's finally going to put Mousesports on the board in this half.
The pre-fire at that angle, expecting that peak. It's brilliant. Nicely done from Lowell. What heroics from him. 25 and 11. We said he was a little bit quiet in the second half, but huge kills. But it's Chris J who gets them there. A couple nice picks from him with that AWP. Slows things down. And Lowell in a really, really nice position to win that 1-on-2. So 9-13. The danger now for Mousesports is Chris J is going to have no problem buying that AWP again, and obviously they're going to get that in his hands, but the rest of the players are going to be weak. It's going to be Famas's. It's going to be those UMPs. So if Liquid's able to reset the Mousesports economy here, that's almost just as effective as just winning all these rounds straight, because it's going to be 2 easy rounds to close the gap. It's going to have to be a double save.
I believe we go into the pause now from what we can assume would be Team Liquid, but should be opening up in just a moment here. As the pauses are quite short, of course, with the new rule set. Team Liquid, of course, having no problem at all rebuying into this as they roll with the same strength that Mousesports had into the first half. They are chaining so many of those rounds together, and unlike Anti-Ecos and whatnot too, with them being so successful, not really losing as many players as you would sometimes expect, their economy is sitting very strong with most of the guys that had to rebuy sitting at like 10K right now.
I mean, this is just incredible, because at this moment I thought Liquid was in a lot of trouble, because JDM had all the utility. He had 2 flashes and a Molotov, but he was stuck in Palace, so he had to like fight his way out, and he actually just wins a straight-up duel with Chris J, which is nice, but unfortunately we didn't get to see those shots from Lowell. But disgusting performance from him at the end there. So Liquid trying to get right back onto the board, trying to keep the economy of the defense. shattered, and it's going to be mid-control. Mousesports switching things up. They want to try and catch Liquid off guard, and they're going to do it. They're all blind, but JDM saves it. Nico falls. Speedy's the next one getting aggressive with this flashbang, and he does. He finds the leash. There's more coming. He gets Nitro as well. How is that not traded? JDM, he's got to do a little bit more, but it falls into a 2-on-2. And Hiko, the eternal lurk, he's not going to be able to find Chris J. The op has the angle, and JDM with a minute and 20 seconds, he's going to try and book it to the B bomb site, but this is being read perfectly.
They're already rotated over there. You've already got Chris J in position, who's really come alive in these past couple of rounds. Lowell waiting back outside from mid in case he decided to take that round on the counter and really just head into mid, but the smoke doesn't even work. Chris J spots it immediately, knocks him out, and that is going to be the 14th round. All of a sudden, the comeback doesn't look so strong anymore, as Mousesports are just 2 away from closing this out, and Team Liquid's money is running low very quickly.
Again, really good play from Mousesports. It's so easy when you have a mid strategy called like that and you lose your first player on that aggression to just call it off. To say, okay, we lose that initial battle, let's just try and fall back into the bomb sites. That can put you in an awkward spot if you're trying to fall away, but Speedy continues the pressure, somehow gets 2 kills there. I'm not quite sure how he wasn't traded out, but it's really, really nicely done.
Team Liquid are still going to go back to that top mid control, however. Nothing coming in from the underpass. They still keep, I believe it's Pimp, a little bit closer to the apartments there, watching out from that angle. There is the option for it later on, and obviously this didn't really work out great for Mousesports. They did end up trading it in their favor, but still they lost a lot of players when they pushed it aggressively mid in the 23rd round. So this time, they're going to avoid it. They're going to hold back a little bit here. They've got Nico hiding in the connector itself, but there's a lot of pressure looming on the outside of it, and he will not want to get aggressive, as that could lead to his death very quickly.
That's dangerous as well. Lowell pushed up, so he's going to have a lot of information. He can also have a quick flank if this does turn into an A-hit for Team Liquid. At the moment, though, they're content with this mid-control. Nitro, a little bit of a distraction. They've only got 1 smoke left. That's on Pimp. So they have 1 smoke, 2 Molotovs, and then it's all flashbangs from there. And it looks like Liquid is going to fall back into a B-hit. Fortunately, oh, there's a nice peek from Nico. Nitro not expecting that whatsoever. So mid-presence gone. There's nothing to cut off rotations. There's nothing to come up catwalk as well. It's just got to be 4 members of Liquid taking this B site through the halls.
Lowell had fallen away, so he's not in that position pushed up anymore, but they do spot it, of course. They're playing it back passively. Speedy takes the first contact, but it's a wide swing. Easily punished by Pimp. Lowell's not really in a great spot either. Gets 1 and done. JDM catches Nico somehow behind that smoke. Nicely played from him. It's a 3-on-2, and he almost is able to spot this player. Oh, he actually does. But unfortunately, he's off the mark by just a little bit. Chris J's going to survive. They know he's on the way, but another missed shot. However, Pimp back by the bench lines up the headshot perfectly. He does take a lot of damage on the trade from Dennis. Down to 12 HP, but now Dennis is alone in the 1v3, and all he's got to get back out onto this side are going to be flashbangs. It's looking good for Liquid to stay alive for at least a little bit longer here, unless Dennis can pull out an absolute miracle. Both the flashbangs are now gone. Using one of them here. Still has 1 more to use, but obviously, with the odds stacked against him, decides to fall back and get out of this site to save the rifle.
Yeah, I mean, when Liquid went in a 4-on-5, great trades, obviously. I mean, JDM perched up like that, but Pimp with 2 big kills here in this round. Also, I mean, they almost get caught off guard by Chris J just coming through the window very, very quickly once JDM misses that shot. So, very good find from Pimp to be able to peek that once he's spotted in the site. And it's 14-10, so it's not over. The money for Mousesports is shattered. I mean, Dennis is going to have this M4, but around this M4, they can't buy anything. They can have some upgraded pistols, but this money bonus is going to be reset. So, tough spot for them.
Team Liquid, of course, still strong in their own by the lead that they managed to establish as far as this half is concerned many rounds ago. But Mousesports sitting thin, they decide to really not buy at all. Everybody full saving with the exception of Dennis's save. And we will see Team Liquid continue on the same path that they've been using for most of this half, which is that top mid control. 3 players pushing out for it, keeping Pimp inside of the back alley there leading up to the apartments, and then the bomb just being held around the corner from T-Spawn. For now, however, there is a player on Mousesports getting a lot more aggressive inside of the palace this time. Nico's already pushed all the way forward, and they're looking to hold the control over here by Connector in the window room. They've got a lot of players in here, but also a lot of players rotating over towards B. Currently, 3 of them starting to push in from that angle. However, that may not be completely wrong, as everybody else has fallen back from top mid. They go into the back halls, and they're getting ready to start to push towards the apartments currently.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. A really good call. And actually, I mean, JDM spots one in Connector, and that is Chris J, who's now just pushed up mid. So it's going to be a fast flank. Dennis is here with the M4. This actually could be a nightmare for Team Liquid. They spot 1 USP. Speedy down low. Everyone just wants to bait for Dennis. There's the first kill. How much more can he get? Switches over to the AK-47. 1 more for him. Can't get anything. Finally, Nitro silences him. 3 kills for Nitro, taking up over this B bomb site single-handedly. And now the flank's going to come in. It's JDM with the op. And it's looking like he was going to be a free kill, but that's a sick peek. Gotta just buy time for the rotations. Flashbang out Nico. He's going to go for it. Finds it with the USP. Now he can pick up an AWP, and he might just want to save this. He might just want to try and give away if Hiko's not going to give him a kill here.
He's got the tight angle against Hiko, though, so I was hoping he could catch him, peeking out a little bit there, folding back to bench. Won't happen, though, and you're going to be right. Smarter to just fall back and save in this situation. Keep that alive for the next round where they're going to be buying regardless. Gives them a little bit of a boost there. And for Team Liquid here, they continue to crawl back as they've restored the 3-round disadvantage that they had just a few ago.
I don't think they're going to buy in this next round. I mean, the op throws an interesting wrinkle into it because the last time they were able to save one op on Chris J, they did buy around it, but I'm not even sure they'll be able to have, you know, the level of utility and arsenal that they had in that one. So this might be something where they drop the op over to Chris J, say buy light armor, and then we'll just save around you some upgraded pistols. And this is why there's a pause. They're gonna talk that over. If they choose to go that route, they'll have a game plan around it. If they choose to buy the FAMASes and have less utility, they'll obviously go that round. They'll be able to talk over what they want to do in that situation as well.
They've got quite a few of the players from Team Liquid sitting down very low, though. You got JDM and Pimp down at like 1900 or 1400, and Elise and Hiko inching around 2K too. So if they could drop it here, they could definitely knock Team Liquid out of the game and try to secure the match right here with the force up. But that is part of what needs to be discussed now, as they're in their second and final pause of this half.
This is a crazy comeback considering the Liquid we saw in the first half and the first map earlier today. They've really picked it up on this T side of Mirage. Had some opportunities, Mousesports not being able to lock things down after a big first half lead, but I mean it is, you know, it goes back to what always made Liquid an interesting team in the North American region was that duo, that Nitro and Elige, and in recent times it's been all about Elige, and even Simple when he was in the roster, and even JDM as a high profile opera coming into the squad, but it is this kind of tried and true, this classic duo that they have in the roster, that front line that is leading the way here. Their presence in middle, their pressure up catwalk early on in this half was a big reason for their success. Elige and Nitro both getting huge impact kills when taking over bomb sites. So those two putting in a very, very solid effort for this Liquid team.
And they've brought it back, of course, and there hasn't been a lot of change-up so far from the Team Liquid side. Like I mentioned previously, there's been, for the most part, a lot of the same general type of play from Team Liquid, and once again, we're seeing the exact same thing. 3 of them moving out towards top mid early. You still have Pimp creeping out over there to the edge of Palace, as he usually does. This time, I think the only real difference is they've sent Hiko over here inside of the Palace area there, waiting for players to push in. So that happened on the last round, and that did screw them over a little bit, but as they move in, there's Hiko finding the first one. He actually didn't spot Chris J, so he is going to catch the trade, and that's another big gun going into the hands of the members of Mousesports now, after they did decide to go for the full save on this one.
Yeah, so an AWP and an AK on the Mousesports side can still be dangerous. The AWP is on Nico. See where he goes with it. It looks like he's going to push up towards Catwalk, and this could be a little bit dangerous for Elige. But the big thing is because Hiko's eliminated from Palace, there's no presence for Liquid at the A bomb site. So, I mean, you can see Mousesports have cheated away. That was the one presence they saw. It's the one presence they felt, and now they kind of once again rotate over towards that B site. The timing for Elige thankfully works out in his favor. Just as they go to peek is right when he crawls behind those boxes. So Mousesports won't see this coming. They think mid is clear at the moment.
And we can see Elige getting closer and closer to get his position just outside of Connector there to get ready, while the rest of his teammates inch up there towards the T-Rep. And he's going to make a little bit of noise here early on. 2 trying to hold this one, and it is going to be Chris J with the rifle, though. So they still have a little bit of firepower, but keep in mind, no armor. It is going to be a little bit difficult for him to take on against multiple players. He needs to try and make sure that he keeps himself quiet and really low to distract this as long as he can. But he spotted the first player. Now, though, in comes Elige, and it's already knocked him out. They need to get these rotations quickly, but it may not even be possible. Chris J, they're going to check for him. He actually looks away, but Pimp recovers. He'll take down Chris J. That knocks pretty much everybody out. Elige finding Speedy, and it's all down to Nico again with that op. More than likely going to have to fall back and save it once more.
Yeah, I mean, this is smart from Nico. He's not even going for it, not even getting anywhere close to those stairs. The only danger he has, obviously, is the murder hole as he crosses over at those angles that he's got to clear. But this is a very smart decision for him to just save this weapon if he can get around the corner. And again, the timing works out. And Elige is going to pursue it. So they want this op out of his hands. And is he going to be ready for this peek? Again, the timing, but Elige spots him. He goes back. Oh, what a flick. Elige can't even react in time. And Nico looks like he wants to stick around to fight his way out, and he's ready for it. But oh, what? Nico with a sick headshot. He gets stuck against the wall. You think that's the end, and he just responds perfectly.
Nico, he cannot be smited, and with that, he'll definitely be able to save the op for the next round here, and no one else from Team Liquid is going to even be able to get close to try and challenge that one. He survives, he keeps the op, which I think has been in this team for like 2 or 3 rounds now they managed to save it, so he's still going to be working with that one, but it's going to come down very close to the wire now because of this one. Team Liquid 12-14 against them, and here you have it. Nico again, even after missing the shot, Nitro not able to get close enough, and he just punishes.
Even Nitro, when he's, I mean, the funny thing is that mess up from Nico, getting stuck against the wall, even Nitro, when he turns that corner, is probably pre-aiming for the window, and he's not ready for him to be at that angle. So it works out in his favor that time, but some very, very sick shots. And now, I mean, look at it, jumping up, trying to peer over the smoke, does good damage on a Nitro, down to 50. And he gets away without anything. He's very, very fortunate. There was an op shot from JDM that just narrowly misses.
Now Team Liquid in their usual positions here, but already starting to move up here too. You've got, I believe that is going to be Liege moving up towards the connector to take position there. JDM waiting in the back with the op to try and catch somebody who would peek window room. Chris J, though, is struck first against Pimp. Back over on the B-bomb site, takes him down as he gets a little bit too aggressive early on here. For the most part, he's been hiding out in the back halls, but this time he went right inside of the apartments early on, and that was found out very quickly. This combined with Nitro already being brought down to 50 HP due to the heroics of Nico pushing out up on top of the jump spot there. That is going to give the guys from Mousesports a hefty advantage, but now they've got to capitalize on it when the actual hit comes in, because Team Liquid have been allowed to set this up. They've even got a Liege sitting in connector and nobody punishing him. This is going to be a lot of pressure boiling in really quickly, and they'll have to try and hold this. But this setup, just outside of the T ramp, could definitely surprise Liquid.
It feels so awkward at the moment, but as the smoke fades, there's the flash. They turn from it. There's two there. Good trades. Nitro gets both of them. JDM has fallen. But it's now a 3-on-3 from a 4-on-5, so the little utility that Liquid has left is going out to help them get into the bomb site. Lowell's going to be in connector, he's going to be a danger, but it's Chris J here at the moment. There's nothing to block him off. They've got to find this kill, and there it is, Nitro with the third. He is traded off, Speedy, and he gets Hiko as well. It's just down to a Liege. And he knows where Lowell is, but he doesn't have a whole lot of time. There's 15 seconds left, and he can't even win that fight. Lowell comes up huge once again, 15-12, Mousesports on match point.
And that's going to bring them up nice and easily here. And also, not only this too, but I was worried a little bit there for a moment about the money being a problem for them to rebuy into this one. With Chris J sitting at 78.50, that should allow him for the toss over a gun towards Dennis. And these guys are going to be fine with that one, despite the loss of 3 players in that last round. They're sitting good. It's actually Team Liquid that have finally run out of cash here. And look at the downgrades they're going to have to work with. Liege and Hiko going over to Galil's. JDM is able to get it up, but no utility behind. It goes for the light armor buy. Pimp is able to get an AK, but the same thing. And Nitro doesn't really get the best utility set up either. So these guys are going to have to go directly for the hit. Moving in, it's a little bit of a battle there over by the apartments, but nobody hits anyone. They just spot each other and quickly back away.
Pimp gets away with one. They catch him off guard. They surprise him there with a little bit of a boost. So the op had a chance to ring out and find an opening kill, but it doesn't work. Nico now again peering over smoke. Massive damage onto Liege, down to 6 HP. That's a big time player who basically has to play so passive. Even Nitro taking some chip damage as Nico falls away. So good damage dealt with no kills. And now with all that intel, with all the players they see going up catwalk, at least 2, you can see a cheat for Lowell over towards this B bomb site.
Everybody else from Mousesports now expecting this to be a B hit. Chris J, Lowell, Speedy, all sitting in the site. Nico still hiding out towards window room there too, ready to rotate. Nitro trying to hunt for the first kill in connector, but it's sloppy. And Dennis is able to punish that, finishing off Nitro, taking him down. Chris J is even going to find the next kill with the op there, taking out JDM. They'll try to push into this one, but they've already read this as we mentioned moments ago here. Chris J, actually, a bit of a mistake from him. He's knocked out. Lowell waiting for it. Speedy grabs the kill in the back. Lowell and Speedy find the final 2, and with that one, Mousesports are going to claim this matchup. 16-12 is going to be the final score, and Liquid continue to fall 0-2 currently.
That round for Mousesports was just a beautiful read of the situation, really. I mean, once Nitro goes down, he does commit to a fight a little bit unwise, but the follow-up pick, but it's that cheat from Lowell over towards the B side. 3 players there, and that just like is the exclamation point on a match where even in the first half, Mousesports completely outplayed them tactically. They do it again to close the map out.
And Team Liquid, of course, showing up a lot better on that T side of that match, specifically Nitro and Liege, as we mentioned there when we went into one of the pauses too. Finally showing up with that duo that we were looking for, but it was just completely absent in the first half.
I mean, they still just haven't had a complete game, yeah. I mean, the first half is just pretty much nothing. They need to be able to have a complete game, and now they're 0-2, very, very close to elimination.
All right, guys, so it looks like we have the analysts waiting for us. We're going to take it back over to them and discuss this game, of course, before we hop into our next one.
All right, I think we're on. All right, hello, welcome back to the analyst desk. That was Mousesports making a whole lot of noise, raising the roof here.
I really like how intimate it is, just standing here listening to their communication in English. It's really cool.
Yeah, you don't always get that as well. I mean, because especially when we're at European tournaments, it's very rare you actually get to hear the English comms.
Yeah.
Of course, North Americans do it much more, but Mouse, they are loud, they are rowdy when they pick up these rounds. Yeah, could you catch that at the end, the tail end?
Well, I did, but it did get a bit too close for comfort towards the end. So,
Yeah.
you were thinking it's going to be a close game, 12-3, T-side, easy life. Not so easy, Alex.
Certainly not so easy whatsoever. Liquid actually managing to make them sweat on that second half. Me and Chad came down getting ready at the desk.
That was definitely because of Liquid.
A little premature, okay.
Them sweating.
Wow.
Oh, I see. God,
Please, Alex,
he's a smart man.
Help me out here.
I'm doing my very best with what I've got. All right, so let's kind of address where some of those strengths in the first half came from, because Mousesports started strong. I mean, they really hit the ground running. 12-3 half. We thought the game was already over.
I think more than anything else, it was the pace. Mouse was running a really fast-paced T side, and it did prove to be extremely fruitful, and that is despite Chris having a fairly poor game. I mean, as the primary opera of the team, they get 12 T rounds. He has like 6 kills. He didn't even have to do anything because Lowell was having an amazing game.
What a monster. When I think we had to look, what was it, 22 in the first half and 10 assists or something? Maybe there was more assists in there, but he was playing nuts, you know? Where are these Spaniards?
So what have we learned, right? Liquid have currently died to a top-fragging Mixwell and a top-fragging Lowell. Get yourself a Spaniard if you want to beat Liquid. There you go. All of you Spain's watching, all of you Spaniards watching, if you want to go ahead and beat North American teams, just come join us. Come join us. Get one in each team.
In every team in the world?
Every single team.
Okay.
Every single team. But, okay, the point I was trying to make is that Liquid have now had, that's the second time we've seen them concede a loss already in the third game of the day. We were worried that the loss of Peacemaker would be the catalyst to a bit of a downturn. Do we start pointing fingers at the lack of coaching, or is this just genuinely just a bad day in the office for Liquid?
I mean, they did look a bit better in the second half on the T side, but at some point, Mouse did realize how to counter their play, send that op towards the B apps because they were exerting a lot of pressure towards the B bomb site. Also try switch it up early on. You could see that they were going towards that 3B setup and also trying to get a kill by jumping from window room to cat, something that we were referencing. So once Mouse actually took a timeout and realized what was going on the map, that's when you could see them doing the correct things on the map.
Solving their problems. And it wasn't the Nico show either. I think that's always an interesting point to make. When Mousesports picking up wins and it's not the Nico show, it does show that this is a team that has got that depth necessary that we always talk about. It's not the one-man army that we've seen previous teams fall into that trap of, Chad.
It's good to see as well, you know, it looks like a more rounded team. When they added Oscar, it seemed like it was just 2 stars and then you had 3 support players kind of thing, because Chris J was put out of his AWPing position and stuff, and then the other 2 we always look at support players anyway, so it was like you kind of had 3 guys supporting 2 stars. Right now it seems like more of a unit, even though we did see Lau having a fantastic game. They look like they're playing more of a team, and with the new the coach of Lambert, they look really solid in their decision making.
Yeah, and it's a really poor start for Liquid in terms of Group A. They've conceded 2 losses early, of course, falling to both Optic and now Mousesports. Both Optic and Mouse looking very comfortable picking up their first win of the day, and we're going to be taking a step towards the other group next. We're going to be seeing, I believe, C9 and FaZe, both from Group B. That's going to be coming up after our break. We'll be talking more about Mousesports tomorrow when they do play another game. For now, though, we're going to go ahead and take a break. The score was 16-12, and the score is also an app on your smartphone. iOS and Google Play is where you can grab it, and enables you to keep track of this 7-day event. That's right, you're going to cross the entirety of the week. You're going to be going to get your head around exactly what's going on in the ESL Pro League Finals. The culmination of what has been weeks upon weeks of online and now offline Counter-Strike. You can get it on your smartphone and understand exactly what is going down in Chinatown. All right, we're going to take a break. When we do come back, we're going to be seeing another affair. This time it's going to be FaZe with new look Carrigan looking good at E-League. Let's see if they can replicate that here in Brazil.